This is an Dhih Berserker that uses dual strike for map clear. I'm using the Might and Influence unique jewel to grant splash damage to my offhand. So the general lack of damage on Dhih doesn't penalize my AoE clear since my offhand is the one that's actually doing the damage. I'm using a 6-link in Cospre's Will. I got really lucky. I was actually trying to 5-link it. Um, just show off a quick map with it. This is my second vault map of the league, so clear might be a bit wonky. I'm using a Berserker to get the faster Warcry cooldown. Go ahead. Because well, if you're using an if you're playing an Abyssal Cry build, faster cooldown is important. My offhand is dual wield the Wasp Nest for bosses or tanky rares. Just because, yeah, that since you're only hitting one target when you're in boss mode, you the lack of damage on Dhih actually matters a lot more than, hitting everything around you. I'm using Unbound Ailments, Void Manipulation, and Increased Area of Effect on Abyssal Cry itself. You can use Onslaught instead of Unbound Ailments. That's a bit better against packs with bulky rares in them, but that's a bit better. The setup I'm using is a bit better against packs with bulky rares. That setup is more for faster AoE clear. I'm doing some shenanigans with enhanced flasks for life recovery since this is a poison build and poison doesn't have a lot of on-hit damage to leech from, even though this build does get a decent amount of leech because it's... Ooh, a Gorge. I haven't gotten one of those yet. Because it's a claw build and the claw nodes come with some leech, most of this life recovery in combat is from a mixture of flasks and... there we go. Flasks and life on hit. Anything good in here? Nope. Nothing I'm gonna pick up. I'm using a Blood Grip for more flask life recovery and I'm using the Ryslotha Pantheon for flask recharge against bosses and more life recovery when on low life. Maybe you'll get to see a shot of it, but these tend to be... There we go. Oh, I got hit right then. Well, that was me pressing one life flask right as I got hit and then pressing another. So you can see how much they restore with this setup. Blood Grip is, in my opinion, quite underrated.
My mana is gone.
Actually, I think it's over here. There's not really much to the build.
I cannot carry this.
You could use the Embalmer and a Count's Heart. Probably end up with a little over 9,000 life. You could alternatively spec more heavily into DPS. This is about 800k when I fix my gems at level 90. You could certainly go over 1 million if you put some of the points I'm spending on inefficient life clusters into damage instead. You could also pick up alternative defenses like finishing the phase acrobatics
I cannot
cluster.
carry this.
I have perma enfeeble since Cospre's grants me a second curse, and I have hexproof penetration from Cospre's as well. If you wanted to use temporal chains instead of enfeeble, still a defensive curse, but since it extends the duration of poisons, you'd probably be able to top 1.5 million DPS. Again, I just prefer taking more hits but less damage from each of them, so enfeeble it is.
I cannot carry this.
Wow, my inventory's straight up all the way full. Huh. This is not the fastest clearing build in the game. This is not the highest DPS build in the game. Actually, far from the highest DPS build in the game. But if you want to use dual strike in current year, this might be your jam. If you want to use Dhih as a melee weapon in current year, this might be your jam. Yeah, this is the single target damage. This is not particularly impressive. There you are.
cannot carry this.
Big chest, shiny. Keep trying to pick stuff up. Yeah, that's the build. I have no idea why I picked up so much random rare crap. I'm just not good at playing while recording, apparently. Just going over gear. Dual wield the Wasp Nest in offhand. Dhih and Good Claw in main hand. 6-link Cospreys with my dual strike in it. Blood Grip for life recovery. Everything else is good rares with life on them. The flask life recovery rate on this doesn't actually matter. I was using an Eternal before and just put a random craft on it. Doesn't actually matter. The dual strike enchantment on my helm doesn't matter either. You can use a Starkonjas and it's basically the same thing. Yeah, not much to the build. But if you want to use dual strike in current year, maybe this is your jam.